All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the honor and praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect scattered abroad. This is Brother Barazal here with a lesson, and Lord willing is edifying. All right, and the title of this lesson will be 2026, the year of apostasy, sellouts, and agents, right? Because that's what the Apostle Tahar coined this year to be. And, as we can see, that's been very accurate, right? Especially with these two individuals going into Hassad and Deacon, right? It's just, they've been changing up the doctrine, doing more and more, suspicious type of actions that show, hey, these guys took the bag, all right? And now the ultimate, one of the ultimate things they've done, right, besides, allowing the heathen, to be joint heirs in the kingdom, allowing heathen to be saved, right, is now they're doing away with the name of Yahweh Shai, right? And the Apostle Tahar, he posted a video going into these guys, Hassad, he said the name Jesus, and then he said the name is Yeshua or something like that. And I'm not too sure, because they haven't posted a live stream yet, but I'm not too sure what type of angle, they're gonna come with. But it don't really matter, right? Because these guys obviously sold out, right? Just doing away with the name of the Lord. Here it is. You have the name, and hey, now it's Jesus. Now it's Yeshua, right? Now the heathen can come in. So these guys have pretty much rebranded themselves to be Christians. I believe they don't even call themselves Hebrew Israelites. I think they are trying to separate themselves, right, from that identity. So we're gonna get a couple precepts, right? So it's the book of Acts 4:12. It says, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved." So we know that those names are Yahweh, being the Most High, right? Meaning He exists. Bahashem in the name, and Yahweh Shai, meaning He delivers. He is salvation, right? You need those two names in order to be saved. You have to pray in those names, right? You have to exalt those names, teach in those names, right? You can't just coming out here just so the world can digest the information teaching in Jesus or Yeshua or Christ. You got to teach in the name of the Lord. And one of the first things that you learn once you come into the truth is the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right. So this is the book of 2 Timothy 3:13. It says, "But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived." And that's exactly what these guys have been doing, right? All the way from Sakari, from Genesis, now to TGC Ministries. So these guys have been waxing worse and worse, all right, going further and further from the truth, right? Here it was, there was with, the Sakari, right? Disrespecting the elders and apostles, which, they still do, right? Disrespecting the elders and apostles, doing away with Paul's teachings, right? Just to wear them fitted caps and things like that. All for, to take it off once you include the heathen. Once it's about Esau, that's when you decide to take off the hat, the fitted cap, right? And then go to Genesis, right? Changing up the doctrine. They say that Isaiah 63 was going into the physical land of Basra and not actually going into America, which that's going off. Now all the way to, now they changed the doctrine saying the heathen can be saved, and all the way until they're doing away with the name of the Lord. Before they say Yahweh Shai on the live stream, they'll say Jesus, right? So that just go to show you that these guys' spirit is off. They waxing worse, and ultimately they took the bag. And these guys are all about, being carnal, right? Carnal possessions, right? The guy, he got a G-Wagon, right? Talks about his possessions, multiple wives, which is nothing wrong with having multiple wives, but it's the spirit behind it. You can tell that the spirit is off with these guys selling, merchandise out of the truth, things of that nature, right? And the guy even said, Hakah, that if he wanted to get rich out of the truth, he started teaching that the heathen can be saved, and he wouldn't be teaching Yahweh Shai. He would be teaching in Jesus, which he's currently doing, right? Or Yeshua, which he's currently doing, right? So that just go to show you that these guys have been waxing worse and worse. So this is the book of Psalms 26:9. It says, "Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes." Right? Bribes meaning what? They taking the bag, and Esau, he must be giving these guys, he must have made giving these guys a big payout, man. Which if you're a man of the Lord, you wouldn't take, no matter what Esau has to give you, you wouldn't be taking it. For one thing, Esau's the devil. You can't trust Esau. And hey, you're turning your back on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We got to remember that this place is not our rest. All right? Our trust is in the Lord. Our trust isn't in Esau. We don't want to be looked at as, high value men on this side, right? Which is being the guys with the most money, whatever the case may be, the status, right? We understand that we have to be, humble, low on this side, have just enough that we can go out and teach, pay our bills, take care of our family, right? Because this place is going to get destroyed. We're not looking at a long-term life on this side, man, right? So, constantly every day, we're making sure that, we're detaching from this society, right? So when all hell break loose, we're not going, it ain't going to be hard to walk away from all this, your job, your house, cars, whatever the case may be, because these are the times that we hastening in. You see? So this is the book of Titus 1, and start at 10. And it says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision." Yeah, because these guys know that they're Israelites, right? These guys know about the truth. These guys used to go out day in and day out, Machete Mondays, right? Going into how the heathen can't be saved, selling breakdowns on these different things. And all of a sudden now, they changing the doctrine, saying that they can be saved. So, which means that all, the works that they've done, they pretty much are saying it was all lies. It was all false. You see? And they still are changing up the doctrine. All right. Read that again. Titus 1:10. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake." And we can see that. You're not including the heathen in the doctrine. You're not waking up one day including heathen in the doctrine, not teaching in the name of Yahweh Shai, teaching in the name of Jesus, if it isn't some type of ulterior motive behind it, especially when you had the truth. You see, but that's what happens, right? Because these guys was constantly, going off, going into debates, right? Not really going into prophecy, all right? And look what's happened. The Lord has these men going waxing worse and worse by the day. All right. I'm gonna give one more scripture about the name of the Lord, and I'm gonna close it out. All right, so this is the book of Proverbs 18 and 10. It says, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. The name of the Lord, the true name of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. There's power behind those names. And if you don't have those names, you don't pray to those names, you don't teach in those names, you don't believe in those names, the Lord isn't going to give you that hedge. The Lord is not going to protect you during these times, man. We know the history behind the name Jesus. We know the history behind the name Yeshua. We know that the Lord's name doesn't have the Paleo Hebrew doesn't have the E and U vowels, man. You see? So how all of a sudden the name is Yeshua? That just you can't make this up, man. But I'm gonna read it one more time. Proverbs 18 and 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. All right. So if you have those names, the Lord, you're safe. All right. And you got to be and some people have, know the names of the Lord, but they're continuing to wax worse and worse, just like these guys, right? IUIC, they know what the name of the Lord is, but they choose to teach in the name Christ. IUIC, Nate from the IUIC had one of the best breakdowns of the name, and now they saying that they don't have the Hebrew. So you notice that, it's a trend among these guys who sell out, right? They, they steer away from the name. All right, but that'll do it with the lesson, and Lord willing, it was edifying. So with that, I like to give all honor and praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem, Rachakodash. Shalom.